What's going on, everybody? Safar Sadek here. I'm going to do this video called The Foolishness of AHAYAH. And a lot of the information that I've covered, that I'm going to cover rather in this video, I've covered in previous videos, but I'm going to come at it again from a slightly different perspective. And towards the end, you know, it could get a little heated, but anybody that come on this channel, y'all know how I do. Got a job to do and I'm gonna do it. Offenses don't mean shit to me, that's y'all's problem. My thing is to do the job. If you get offended, then fix it. That's your problem, not mine. All right, let's get in here. I'm gonna start at 1 Corinthians chapter 1. I'm gonna do verses 20 through 22. 25 and 27 through 28. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not AHAYAH made foolish the wisdom of this world? Yes, he had. And as I go through this, I'm going to show you how he did it. Verse 21. For after that, in the wisdom of AHAYAH, the world by wisdom knew not AHAYAH. It pleased AHAYAH by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. So, and they're using the word foolishness. It's like a play on words, because to the unlearned and the unworthy, this type of teaching and this gospel is foolishness to people like y'all that don't believe, that don't understand. That's what this is talking about. And then what happens is, because you've been, like everybody else, seduced and deceived by white supremacist, European Catholicism and Christianity, and good times Jesus and all that horse shit, then you'll come on here or stumble up on some teaching like this right here and immediately get offended, and then that bitch that's in you or speak out before you have a chance to think about the shit rationally and cause you to get your ass lit up. And to you, this is foolishness. No, you're the fool. Verse 22. For the Jews or Israelites require a sign. And that's how our people are. Anytime the Most High has always told us to do something through his prophets, his teachers, his messengers or whatever, niggas are like, well, you know, you got to show me a sign first, man, before I believe. And that is an indication of a lack of faith. That's all that is. But watch this. And the Greeks, or Esau, Edom specifically, you so-called white people, seek after wisdom. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the wisdom you go after is generally the wisdom that's against the Most High, his law, statutes, and commandments. There's nothing wrong with, you know, seeking wisdom, but you got to seek the right type of wisdom. And leave Satan alone, and these demons alone, and that left-handed esoteric horse shit, leave that alone. And then jump on board with this here, with this gospel, and then your search for wisdom will be validated. Verse 25, because the foolishness of AHAYAH is wiser than men, and the weakness or base of AHAYAH is stronger than men. But AHAYAH hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and AHAYAH hath chosen the weak or base things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. So he used, you know, like symbology, and that's what parables are, and cryptic messages and symbology. He uses stuff like that that appears foolish to the unlearned and the unworthy. And he does it on purpose to confound you. Why? Because you think you know something. And so he'll raise up somebody like me that you motherfuckers love to hate, but at the same time you love to come on here to hear what I'm talking about, and he'll use me to confound everything you think you knew, especially if you got it from European, white supremacists, Catholicism, and Christianity. Oh yeah, you're gonna get that shit all fucked up coming over here, and it's done on purpose to try you to see if you're even worth saving. Because good times Jesus ain't gonna save y'all, man. He let y'all down in 2020. Yeah, he did. He let y'all down. Where's the rapture that they promised you? Good times Jesus didn't come through, but he gave you the snake oil serum as an alternative. And the majority of you motherfuckers rolled your sleeves up without hesitation and took that shit. So don't come on here and get mad at me because you got deceived and then turn around and got deceived again because you know, got into your feelings because you got deceived. That's the foolishness of the Most High doing that to you. Why? Because you've been counted unworthy. Catholicism and Christianity can't deem you worthy, man. Not even in Satan. He don't even like that shit. He just uses it to deceive you dumbasses. Because soon he's going to have Christianity and Islam to mutually take each other out. Then he's just going to come all out. Who you people are looking for some Antichrist? No, it's going to be Satan. He's just going to come right out from behind the scenes, from hiding like the wizard in Oz, having the curtain pulled back and revealing his ass, and you're going to have to get down with him. And the way you're going to do it is taking this snake oil serum, and then here pretty soon, taking that biometric proof of snake oil serum. That's how you're going to get down with him. Everybody else, either you make it out to the wilderness of the people or whatever. That's on you. Verse 28. And base things of the world and things which are despised hath AHAYAH chosen, yea, and things which are naught or not, to bring to naught things that are. And that's 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 20 through 22, 25, 27 through 28. So he chooses base things to bring to nothing things that are. Now, if you'll go read Obadiah, the book of Obadiah, is only one chapter there. It talks about how Esau was the basest among all the nations. But because Israel kept fucking up and kept going against the Most High and being hard-headed and stupid, which is Israel's nature to do so, he chose the basis of all the nations to wear Israel's ass out. It actually started during the time of the Greeks, during Alexander the Greek, and after him, the time of the Seleucians. And then after that, the time of the Romans. And then after that, across the Renaissance period, when even though the Israelites kind of rose up a little bit, it didn't do no good. And then after that, Great Britain, Spain and France, and then after that, Babylon, America. The Most High been using Esau to wear Israel's ass out. Using base things to bring to nothing the things that were established. We were established, but that wasn't good enough for us. It never is good enough for us. You can see the worst of Israel's nature in these nigger bitches today. You look at them, and that's the worst of our nature right there. All right, let's switch gears. Let's look at Matthew chapter 13, verses 10 through 11. And the disciples, the Israelites, came and said unto him, Yeshua, why speakest thou unto them the unworthy in parables, cryptic messages, symbology? Now, the Israelites are asking Yeshua, why are you talking to the Israelites in parables? So that right there goes to show you there's a certain demographic of Israelite men who get all the mysteries of the kingdom. Everybody else, that includes the rest of Israel, Esau, and the rest of you heathens have to come to us to get the understanding. Yeah, I know that rubs you the wrong way. Yeah, I know that pisses you off. Well, the same rule applies. He chose base things, so because a lot of you white people think of us as base, due largely in part to false ass European white supremacists, Catholicism, and Christianity. You think of us as nothing. Well, guess what? Now that the real gospel has been put out there and been propagated, it's been done through us, not y'all. That bullshit Christianity and Catholicism cannot break these prophecies down. Wrestle with them, struggling with them, and will never break them down because it was never meant for you. The prophets in the days of old were told to write this stuff and seal it up to the time of the end, to our time. And the seals have been broken and the understanding has been given to us. And y'all keep searching the internet day and night looking for some semblance of truth and understanding why good times Jesus failed you and didn't hold true on them promises that the Catholic Church and the Christian Church made to y'all. And y'all are looking for answers, man, and you can't find them. But then when you come on here, You know you have stumbled upon it, but your problem is you don't like the delivery method and you don't like the messengers. And that's why you struggle with the message. Tough shit. That's the foolishness of AHAYAH. Right there in a nutshell. And so, if you're going to continue to get this truth, guess what? You're going to have to keep coming to us. And I'm going to show you what Yeshaya's answer was to them as to why you're going to have to keep coming to us. Verse 11. He, Yeshaya, answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you, us chosen among Israel, to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But to them, the unworthy, that's all the rest of y'all, it is not given. And that is Matthew chapter 13, verses 10 through 11. And see, this causes a lot of envy, and jealousy, and contention among y'all towards us, because he chose us and not y'all. Well, hey, y'all had y'all's time. Y'all had this whole kingdom for centuries. Y'all had us under subjection for centuries. Y'all used y'all's military to go all over the damn world and bring other kingdoms under your subjection. You have your white supremacy. You have your white privilege. And all these other amenities and benefits and everything as a result. A lot of y'all have your inheritance from your family that were responsible for a lot of the atrocities done to the Israelites, and y'all still benefiting off of it, a lot of you. So why in the fuck do you think you have the why I mean, now that's something that confuses me. Why in the fuck do y'all think y'all are special enough to where y'all can also, after, you know, enjoying all that shit, and then have the mystery of it? No. Oh, hell no. Fuck no. This is the foolishness of AHAYAH. And he's a just power. So you had yours, and that's all you're going to get. That was your portion. Isaac told Esau, he said, you shall have the fatness of the earth. And that's exactly what you all are enjoying right now up to this point. Well, all that's coming to an end now. And that's what you guys having a problem with. So you figure, well, since we've been in charge all this time and everything, we having the mysteries of the kingdom and everything should be a contingency for us. No, it is not. You don't get a contingency. The only hope or chance you have in any form of salvation is to come to us and get this information and adhere to it like fucking Velcro. That's your only chance, because the majority of y'all gonna get wiped out for what your foreparents did. I told y'all in the last video, everybody's being judged now, even me. No exceptions, everybody. But those that put their hands on Israel are gonna get it the worst. And those among Israel that helped y'all do it are gonna get it the worst. And so that's the way it is. I don't give a shit how you feel about it. I don't give a damn what you think about it. Because it's happening. And ain't nothing you can do to stop it. And you know you can't. You can take all the medicine you want to. You can take all the drugs you want to. Ain't none of that shit gonna help. You know it ain't helping. You know it ain't helping. You can search the internet day and night looking for answers, and you're never gonna find them. That's why you keep coming here. That's why you keep lingering around here. There's a reason for that. You're not just hanging around here. It's not a coincidence that you came over here to this channel. No, it's not. All right. Let's look at, I've covered this many times in past videos. Let's look at Ecclesiastes, which is Sirach, chapter 39, verses 1 through 4 and 7 through 9. Now, the chosen among Israel, this is a day in the life of a chosen one among Israel, especially those of us that have the call of Eli on us. This is what we deal with every day, especially me. But he, the chosen among Israel, that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof. I meditate every day, multiple times a day. Will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, the chosen among Israel. And that's what I do on a consistent basis. And be occupied in prophecies. That's what I do every day on a consistent basis. Why? Because we're living in a time where all the prophecies are going to be fulfilled that have not been fulfilled yet. We are that generation that will witness and experience all of the other prophecies being fulfilled. It's us. He will seek, verse 2. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, the chosen among Israel, and where subtle parables, cryptic messages, symbology are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets or precepts of grave, confusing sentences, the foolishness of AHAYAH. The scriptures are full of them on purpose. And be conversant in dark parables. Now, in this particular case, mammon of unrighteousness. You can go read Luke chapter 16, verses 1 through 9. And I've told y'all about what that is many times in the past. So go back through the playlist and figure it out yourself if you hadn't already, because I've already done explained that to you. Verse 4, he shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries. Yep, strange countries, strange states, strange cities, strange towns, strange communities, all that. For he has tried the good and the evil among men. Yes, sir. Verse 7. He shall direct his counsel and knowledge, and in his secrets, his hidden wisdom and knowledge that he's accumulated, shall he meditate. I do it all the day long. Verse 8. He shall show forth that which he hath learned, and shall glory in the law of the covenant of AHAYAH. And when it says he shall show forth that which he hath learned, that's what the purpose for these videos are. Okay? To show y'all, but I'm going to show you there's a distinction in what I release and what I do not. Oh yeah. And verse 9, many shall commend his understanding, and so long as the world endureth, it shall not be blotted out. His memorial shall not depart away, and his name shall live from generation to generation. Yeah, I'm quite sure Safar Sadek will live from generation to generation, because I am quite the character. And I ain't tooting my own horn, I'm just stating a fact. And that's Ecclesiastes, which is Sirach, chapter 39, verses 1 through 4 and 7 through 9. All right, let's switch gears, and we're going to see. We're going to see here, as we dig a little deeper, what we are to put out there and what we are not to put out there. Who we are to reveal the most secret things to, and who we are not supposed to reveal the most secret things to. Yes, there is an order. I just covered it. Let's look at 2 Ezra chapter 12, verses 37 through 38. Therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book, a journal. I've been working on one for years. I've got a video in my BitChute playlist that I did sometime last year. If you ain't seen it, go see it. You might learn something. Especially when the times that's coming and there's no more internet and no more of these videos and everything. Yeah, that journal might be the only peace of mind you have. Just saying. And hide them. Now watch this part right here. And teach them to the wise of the people, which what I call my inner circle, whose hearts thou knowest may comprehend and keep these secrets. That's 2 Ezra chapter 12, verses 37 through 38. So I don't tell y'all everything. I tell you what the Spirit allows me to tell you. And the majority of you can't even handle that. So you would damn sure never get taught the good shit that I've been working on. See, I'm working on 2 projects at one time while being homeless out here on these streets. And a lot of motherfuckers just teaching the word, or so they say, can't even hardly handle that. And they're living in relative ease and comfort. And I'm 50 years old. That's pathetic, man. Fucking pathetic. But crisis bring out what's really in people. And I've been suffering crisis since I've been out here, one after the other. And I'm still putting this knowledge out there. That's why I be damned if I'm going to let one of you little shit stains come on here with your little gay-ass, candy-ass comments, because you don't know what the fuck's going on, because you're a troll for European white supremacists, Catholicism, and Christianity that don't know shit and think you're going to come on this channel in my goddamn house and try to tell me how to run this shit. No. I'm going to be on your ass. I'm going to give you 10 minutes of fame or somewhere around there, and then I'm moving on. I'm done with you. You ain't going to come up in here and tell me shit. You don't know what I know. You haven't seen what I see, and you never will. So accept it and be thankful for what you have come in contact with, because the Most High could have let your ass kept going on the way you were and destroyed you right along with all the rest of these motherfuckers that's getting ready to get wiped out. And if you don't get your shit together and adhere to these teachers and start obeying and shutting your fucking mouth and quit trying to know more than the teacher, he gonna wipe your ass out and you're gonna be held accountable for everything you've heard on this channel. So watch your lip and watch your step. Dangerous grounds up in this motherfucker. When some crazy shit start happening and you can't figure it out, I'm talking about some Final Destination type shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that movie franchise. When some shit like that start happening, then you know you done pissed off the Most High, so just go on ahead, bend over and take it. Ain't no need crying about it, nothing, fuck that. You wasn't crying about it when you was on here running your mouth, so be the same man that you thought you was when that death angel come visit your ass and be a man with him and see if you last all night long like Jacob did. All right. Let's look at Isaiah chapter 28, verse 11. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. That's Isaiah 28 and 11. A precept, the best way to describe the concept of a precept is like today, what you all know is tags on social media. You'll see an article on there or a video, especially like on YouTube, and there's a section whenever you publish that video and upload it, there's a section within the video manager that allow you to put tags in that video. And what tags are, they're links. There's certain keywords or phrases or whatever that if anybody happen to type one of those keywords or phrases in there, it increases the likelihood that your video will pop up within their search somewhere near the top so it'll get seen. It increases the likelihood that that video will get seen. It's like a link. And that's what precepts are. And sometimes precept, you'll see the same word in one passage that you do another, but it's not always like that. Precepts go deeper than that, and I'm not going to explain it no deeper than that because it's not meant for most of you all to know that. But I gave you a general description. You take and go with it like that. Line upon line. That's how I got the name Safar Sadek. Fucking idiots. That's how I got the name Safar Sadek. I'm able to go in here and take over here where there's a little bit, and over there where there's a little bit, I'm able to go and take all these pieces, puzzle pieces that were scattered all over the scriptures on purpose, bring them back together. That's how I put my lessons together. And that's how I teach my lessons. Because that's what the prophets did. They did things like that because they knew Esau and other heathens were going to get in our records and start trying to reinterpret shit and this, that, and the other. Doing shit they didn't have no business doing. But they didn't know how to disarm those landmines and stumbling blocks in the scriptures. They didn't really have a good understanding of precepts. And they didn't realize that you could be reading one of the prophets about something and all of a sudden what they were talking about just ends right there and there. And then starts completely talking about something else, totally unrelated. But then you go to another prophet and be reading about something else, and all of a sudden the rest of what you was just reading about picks up. That's how this thing is, man. But only the chosen among us can really see this and pick up on it and be able to rearrange everything and put it back in the right order the way it was meant to when it was first written. See, you Edomites and other heathens and everything, white supremacists, European Catholicism and Christianity does not have the ability to do that. The only motherfuckers among you all that could even come close to doing that are the elites, using that left hand magic and all that other shit and other types of wisdom that I had alluded to earlier. That's how they do that, to figure a lot of this stuff out. But through the power of the Holy Spirit that was prophesied in Joel 2:28 that would come in the latter days, which was our days, and awaken us, especially the chosen among us, to start doing this type of work. Now the gospel can be put out there the way it was supposed to be put out. And I know a lot of y'all butthurt about that. Well, get some Vaseline. Because it ain't my job to put no pacifier in your mouth and tell you everything's going to be all right like your false preacher. No, everything's not going to be all right. Not by sight. So you better pull your bootstraps up and buckle up and get ready for the roughest ride in recorded human history. Let's look at Psalms chapter 119, verses 99 through 100. And when I read this, this applies to me 100%. I have more understanding than all my teachers, and I have had many. For thy testimonies are my meditation. There's that word meditation again. Oh, well, I thought that was Eastern philosophy and everything. Who the fuck told you the thought? They hijacked all that shit from us when we went down as a people for fucking up, and they got access to our information and everything. They took that from us, and we've taken it back with a hell of a lot better results than they're ever gonna get out of it, because we are the ones connected to the true power. They're connected to Satan and demons and make you think that they're doing something great. Verse 100, I understand more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts. And I'm not the only one. There are other ones out there like me. We're scattered all over the earth like salt. Mashiach said, ye are the salt of the earth. And when you put salt, you take a plate of food and think of that as the world, and know the world is not flat. I'm just using that as an analogy. And you sprinkle salt, you ain't gonna put it all in one area. You're gonna sprinkle that shit all over the plate so that the whole plate has been seasoned and not just one area more than others. You got one area too seasoned and the rest of it bland. No, that's not how it works. All right, switch gears one more time. Now, those of us that are chosen among Israel, this is how we were able to start piecing all the puzzles back together again in these latter days after receiving the Spirit of the Holy Ghost to guide us in doing this. And like I said, this is only certain among Israel, because the majority of Israelites aren't on this level, and they never will be, and they will tell you if you go to their channels that they're not on this level. 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verses 44 through 48. In 40 days, they wrote 204 books. This is talking about the prophet Ezra, which is known in the Apocrypha as Esdras. After the law was taken and burnt, after them fucking up again, he had to go and fast for a series of 7 days, 3 times, 21 days. And the Most High supernaturally gave him all the words and scriptures and all the other knowledge and everything back. That's what they were portraying to you all in the book of Eli at the end. See, they know a lot of this stuff, and they put it in these movies through symbology and everything. They know. They know. The church don't know shit. You want to be entertained, go to one of these dumbass churches. They got plenty of entertainment for you. If you really want to get close to the mysteries, watch these movies. I had an old Jewish man tell me that years ago. In 40 days, they wrote 204 books. And it came to pass when the 40 days were filled that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, published openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. That's about 98% of y'all, the unworthy. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but you weren't chosen to know everything that is to be known. And like I said earlier, the majority of you can't even handle the little bit that you do know. Yep, he said, the first that thou hast written, published openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people, the inner circle. For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. And I did so. And that's 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verses 44 through 48. The Most High made this distinction. So if you got a problem with it, flip him off, and then when you get up there in judgment, cuss him out and tell him you didn't like the way he ran his show, and that you think you could do a better job of this, that, and the other. And see how that works out for you, man. It's that simple. Because you're not hurting my feelings at all. All right. This is coming from Enoch, chapter 103, verses 10 and 11. Another mystery also I point out. To the righteous, the Israelites, and the wise, the chosen among Israel, shall be given books of joy, of integrity, and of great wisdom. To them shall books be given, in which they shall believe, and in which they shall rejoice. And all the righteous, the Israelites, shall be rewarded, who from these shall acquire the knowledge of every upright path. That's Enoch chapter 103, verses 10 through 11. So if you're hearing these Israelites out here telling you, well, we don't read the book of Enoch, we don't think it's credible because you're unworthy. I mean, there's no other explanation because you're unworthy to read the book of Enoch, plain and simple. Well, we don't read the book of Jubilee because you're not worthy. Just that plain. I mean, don't beat yourself up about it, but it is what it is. Well, we don't believe in the book of Jasher. You're not supposed to. Well, we don't believe in the book of Josephus. Hey, that's your problem. Well, we don't believe in the 12 patriarchs, the testament of the 12 patriarchs. So what? Try to make do with what you do believe in. Okay? Because to whom much is given, much is required. That's why I have to suffer more being in the situation that I'm in presently than y'all do. Why? Because more was given to me than was given to you. I am Capricornus, the he-goat. And yes, I am a Capricorn. And what does the he-goat mean? Well, if you go read the scriptures in Jeremiah, I think it's either 50 or 51, it said, be as the he-goats going before the flock. So that means before you experience SHTF, I have to live it for a while and report back to you in real time what I experienced, just like Paul did. Before you see all hell break loose, I have to witness and experience it while I'm going through SHTF. Then relay it back to you so that you'll know what's going on. And at the same time, crank these lessons out and pump this gospel out. And to cater to my inner circle, all at the same time, because I got the leisure of time to do it. Okay? Ain't nothing to be jealous about. Y'all ain't about this life. So what he chose is you ain't about this life. Stay in your air conditioning and drink your Kool-Aid and your soda pop and quit acting like a bitch. You ain't about this life. Trust me, soon enough you'll be out here and you're gonna find out you ain't about this life. So don't be in a hurry to get out here. All right? All right. Matthew, I got two more. Matthew chapter 15, I'm going to read verses 23 through 27. But he, Yeshua, answered her not a word. And his disciples, the chosen among Israel, came and besought him, saying, send her, Esau, Edom, and the other nations away. Send these motherfuckers away, man. For she crieth after us. Yeah, that's what y'all doing. Y'all crying after the truth now that y'all realize that good times Jesus and Catholicism and Christianity ain't nothing but a bunch of bullshit and it let you down. So now you're seeking the truth now, a lot of you. That's why your asses keep coming over here. Verse 24. But he, Yeshua, answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she, Esau, Edom, the other nations, and worshipped him, saying, Yeshua, help me. That's why y'all coming here, because y'all looking for help. Hey, I'm just putting it out there, okay? I don't give a damn what color you are. I don't give a fuck what nation you're from. But what I do give a fuck about is candy ass is trying to come on here and help me teach this, and you don't know shit. You don't know the mysteries, all right? You don't know the inner secrets. You don't know how the things behind the scenes work. You don't know shit. So you don't get to come on here and tell me shit. Because you really don't know shit. Because you believe good time Jesus. All right? You believe Catholicism. You believe Christianity. You benefit from white supremacy and white privilege and all this other shit. So you don't get to tell me a goddamn thing. You're not in a position to do so. Your kingdom is falling. And it's being translated to another people, which is us. That's why we're being prepared with all these secrets and everything to take this kingdom to the next level. So in order for you to even have an existence in that kingdom, you got to come to us. I don't give a shit who you are, but you better be careful how you come on here. All right, I'm no ordinary man. I ain't like the rest of these motherfuckers I done told y'all. But Yeshaya answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she, Esau, Edom, the other nations, and worshiping him, saying, Yeshaya, help me. So some of y'all on here realize that this whole thing was a hoax and everything. And you come on here and you learn and act like you got good sense and everything, and for the most part, you remain anonymous. That's wisdom in and of itself. It's these dumbass motherfuckers that are doped up on all this medicine, got these bitch spirits in them, and just completely worthless and unworthy. Them the ones that want to fly off at the lips, looking for attention. And I'll give it to you for a little bit, then I'm done with you. I'm not going to play with y'all. It's not my damn job to play with y'all. Verse 26. But he, Yeshaya, answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's Israelites' bread and cast it to the dogs. Now see, that's where y'all come in. Oh, that's racist. That's bullshit. That's not fair. Oh, shut the fuck up. Now the wise among you all will make this statement. Verse 27. And she, Esau, Edom, you white folks, the other nations said, truth, Lord. Yeah, you're right. You're telling the truth. But watch this. Yet the dogs, Esau, Edom, the other nations, eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. And that's Matthew chapter 15, verses 23 through 27. And you know what? And so you shall. You come on here, you learn this information and everything, but you do so acknowledging that y'all done fucked up just like worse than we did. And that judgment is coming. Be willing to accept it. I talked about it in my last video. Accept the punishment of thine iniquity. Humble yourself and get off that high horse you've been on for centuries and everything. That's the only way that you're going to be saved. There's destruction for 99% of y'all. Be wise and be part of the 1%. Okay? That's y'all's contingency plan. Go back and read Luke chapter 16, verses 1 through 9. That's y'all's contingency plan. Do that. Don't be like these dumbasses that come on here bitching and whining and everything and think they're going to change shit, because that democracy horse shit don't work among the Commonwealth of Israel. There's one power, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one inner circle, and everybody else has to follow. That's the chain of command. You're not going to get at the top of it because you've already been there. So now you get your ass down on the bottom and learn what it's like to be down there. And be thankful that you're going to be alive to be down there while everybody else is being destroyed. Totally. All right? It's just that plain, man. I keep it straight with y'all. Don't give a damn what color you are. I'm partial to these scriptures. I ain't friends with none of y'all except my inner circle. All right? That's just the way it is. All right. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19. And this too, y'all going to have to come to the acceptance and just go on ahead, come clean with it. I'm showing you right here. These other Israelites ain't going to tell y'all this stuff. They just wrote y'all off to be totally destroyed, all of you. All of you. They have written all of you motherfuckers off. I have not. Only the ones that come on here and cut the clown. Yeah, cursed be you. Cursed when you wake up, cursed when you go to sleep. And hopefully you never wake up again not in this realm. Cursed you're going to be throughout the day. Cursed you're going to be out throughout the night. Everything you do is going to be a arrest warrant waiting for your ass. Everything you do is going to cause somebody to be at odds with you to the point where they want to kill you. You shall be cursed. Everybody else, I pray that the Most High, based on the spirit that's in you and the humbleness that's in you, preserve you. Okay? And go back and watch the video I did, Get Out of Hell free card, and put that into effect. And watch and see if you don't escape all this hell. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, let's get this last one. Jeremiah 16:19. AHAYAH, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, which is what we're in now, but it's about to get a whole fuck of a lot worse than what it is. Known as the Great Tribulation, the Gentiles, Esau, Edom, you white folks, and the other nations shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. In other words, European, white supremacists, Christianity, and Catholicism. Y'all start saying it now because you know it's true. They failed you, and they're going to continue to fail you. Worse and worse and worse. So go on ahead and just come clean, man. And get on board on the winning team for a change. Yeah, we all going to go through hell. But guess what? At least we will be around and be alive to go through hell. It's better than what I can say for the rest of y'all. All right, I'm done.